Hello, I'm Florian Voigt. I'm a professor for educational psychology and peace education. And I was wondering about civic readiness, how students apply all the good stuff that they learn in school to become active and productive citizens. So maybe you could talk a little bit about what you do in the schools and where your needs are in that area.
Well, maybe I'll just jump in because it's all kind of the same question in a way where I'm so glad to hear the questions that really you understand what we're dealing with, and I'm sure you're dealing with all your students. I mean, they're just a little bit older. So, but they're still dealing with all this, right? I mean, it's not changed, and going to college is one of the scariest things for some kids that ever could be, leaving home for the first time and all that kind of stuff. But what do you do with kids, right? There's a whole bunch of packaged programs, right? So one of the big ones, in all schools, is this positive behavior intervention supports, right? So that's going on, I think, probably in all our buildings, and it's a way to build those types of things every single day, have consistency within the buildings, and all that kind of stuff. So super excited about that. We're full into that. But I'll tell you, I don't know if it's the answer, and I don't know what the answer is. But what I do know, and I've said this a little bit earlier about this program, and I'm going to preach a little bit if I can have just 2 seconds on it, because this Focus 3, I'm going to say it again, with Tim Kite, and does anybody know anything about that? Anybody whatsoever? One person.
Well, that's because I Googled it during the break.
Okay. So, nice. If you're an Ohio State fan, and that's fine, and I know Urban, didn't he just come talk to football here at Toledo? Not all that long ago, I thought, because it was in the news that it wasn't BG, it was Toledo. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Anyways, he implemented this thing with this guy named Tim Kite, and Focus 3 is all about R Factor, and it's all about teaching a set of tools, and it's a whole kind of curriculum / mindset that this Tim Kite has been teaching for 40 years. It's just now in the last 4 or 5 years getting into our worlds, education. It's all been collegiate and business. Right? How do you turn the culture around? Well, culture isn't something any one of us can turn around. Culture is individual. The only way your department cultures are going to get better is if each one of you apply and behave in a way to get positive culture. Okay? So there's a whole lot to it. So E plus R equals O is all over our district. We're in the first year. We're being trained. We're going through it. And I'm telling you, just in these last 6 months that we've been doing this, I have had more staff come up to me and said, this has been the best mental health, the best thing ever, life-changing types of stuff, because it totally transforms the way you think. It's personal. It's all about personal growth. It's not about anything else but you and helping you be a best version of you each and every day. And I'm telling you, if you get into it and knowing what you do for a profession, you will be hooked immediately. I haven't found hardly anyone that doesn't get hooked immediately on the idea behind it. Now, it's systematic, and you've got to train it in the right way. So the goal is to do our staff, go through all our train their staff. Started at 25, and we built a culture playbook, right? Then when you go, you have to have a line, and above and below the line is this big concept. There's above the line behavior and below the line behavior. We're going to go through this series of trainings, and then hopefully within the next year and a half, you take this to kids. At the end of the day, this is all about getting our minds right to then get the kids' minds right. That's what it's about. And Port Clinton's doing it, and their superintendent are training us, and there's Spot Eastwood's doing it. We've talked a little bit in this group about it. I want to share it with them because I'm so excited about it. I want all people and kids to experience what I'm experiencing. I just had a meeting with 80 of my staff yesterday that came back from 4 to 5. They didn't have to. And just wanted to talk about it for an hour. It's that impactful. And I had a lady say to me, 25, almost probably over 30-year veteran, say this is the first time in her life, her mind's been clear and not been a bunch of junk in there, you know what I mean? She's a deep thinker, she's a worrier, she's a negative self-talker, right? Which a lot of us are. First time in her life, she's letting all that go, and it gives her permission to let it go. Anyways, so you ask what we're doing, going back to your question, sorry, but I wanted to get this in before we leave today, because it's so exciting for me, so I want to share it with you. Who doesn't want to get better every day? Isn't that why you're here today? You want to help everyone get better today?
Absolutely.
Right? That's what we're here for. So don't know if that answered your question
Okay.
at all, but
That was good.
I'm excited.